Welcome everybody to what do we call it? Aurora Esports Overwatch Clash. What are we, week 3?
I think, I don't know.
End of week
I
3.
just live here.
End of week 3. We got what teams do we got here tonight? We got the Westfarthing Frogs versus the Stuhr Schnabeltier. Thank God Booney's the captain again. I'm Logan Nyamonya Logos Genji Gaming, joined by Kabooble 20 Doodle Caber 27.
That's right. I am excited to watch some Overwatch, see some divas move really fast across maps, and overall have a hoot and a holler with my good buddy Nyamonya Logos.
Yeah, that's me, guys. Hope everyone's had a great week.
So like, what's?
Oh,
I'm a little out of the loop. I haven't been keeping up with the matches. Are these teams like the Uber tier teams?
hold on, let me pull up the standings real quick, even though it probably says on the graphic on the stream right now. Hold on.
I see it on they're both 1-0. Dude, this is
Oh,
not
they're
week
both
3.
1-0?
This is not week.
This is not. Wait, this is a week 2 match.
Wait, no, I was the graphic is wrong.
Oh,
I think. Okay.
the voices in my head are telling me that the Stuhr are 1-1 and the Frogs are 2-0. So this is end of week 3, I suppose.
Overall, honestly, this is the first time I'm seeing these rosters and these logos more importantly, and I think I like the Froggy logo better. I don't know if that's controversial, but
Here, let me see.
I also like the players on these teams. They're pretty good.
Got a couple rookies on these teams.
Yeah.
Or on the Frogs, I specify.
They've been around though. They've been in like the circles, and it looks like a very synergistic team in terms of like people who like know each other. I feel, or just like people who would like get along well.
I concur. Chloe is playing. Oh, that's nice.
What account is Chloe on tonight? So I know.
Caillou Sugar does.
Okay, thank you, because I know she tends to mix it up from time to time. So
yeah. Wonderwall.
Booty on ball.
Oh my God, he's doing it. He's totally
yes.
not gonna switch at the last second.
Could I just would he? For me,
That's kind of the thing he would do.
He came into the caster chat or the VC, and I was like, "Booney, play ball, or I'll grab you by the throat."
That?
Yeah, that's what I said. I didn't actually say that. But let's see if he actually plays ball. I doubt he will.
I think that's like, honestly, it's kind of like a decent structure for a ball comp, but he's probably going Ram.
Yeah, but you know what would be better than
Diva.
ball here? Probably just like Diva.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing Ram on the other side, I think.
Although interestingly, this is the Lucio variant instead of the like Juno Brig version that has been making waves in recent competitive events. But
yeah,
I think we're still kind of early in the whole process, so people may not have like picked up the Juno comps yet.
Yeah, figuring out new character, new comps, how to play, etc.
Well, actually, Booney will be. He did not debate me. He's actually rolling out on ball, and they're on Widow. This is gangster's paradise right here. Booney finds Cupcake early on.
Oh my God, he's good!
It's so good. It's so good. And then they're making space on the Ram here. They've got the team split up in a 5v4 advantage already. This is just the Ram form comes out from Chloe here, taking a lot of space, but it's kind of in on her own here. Para TP's in as Cupcake comes back on the Tracer, putting the advantage in favor of the Frogs here. Neptune is caught out on point, and this is looking like an early point capture from the Frogs here.
Yeah, interesting to see that the Frogs just still put their foot on the gas, even though despite being down one, and Cupcake's able to come back and make the difference. So
yeah, for sure.
I think that the Stuhr's press their aggression, just kind of like how the Frogs are doing into the spawn of blue team.
Yes, I think in situations like that, it's just important to look for your trades, and sometimes trades turn into advantages, and advantages turn into fight wins. And especially so in the sense that some ults are coming up already online for Cupcake specifically, who's been putting in a lot of damage, especially onto Neptune, as the first pick is found out. Let's see if Scorpio can trade it out. Doesn't look like it, as Chloe finds Scorpio, making this a 5v3 in favor of the Frogs here. The Stuhr is pushed right back to the spawn doors again, as Cupcake and Chloe both are coming up on ults just to the minefield of the Stuhrs. This is going to be hard to break here.
Yeah, and Neptune swapping over to the Neptune, trying to keep himself alive a little easier as the Annihilation comes out right at the doors of the Stuhrs, able to find quick 2 kills in all the madness as they look to take their space back a little bit. Don't want to be fighting them in their invulnerability window there as Booney walks over the side. Is greeted by all 5 members of the Frogs.
The mines come out.
The ults come out.
Which may be the concession from Booney that he may be swapping, but who knows? He could still be balling out here. Although they did find Dante Fan who, on the Venture, which means that they can't hold the space nearly as aggressively as they've been planning to, the Frogs that being. But the Pharah ult coming online from the side of the Stuhrs could catch out some of this aggression here. Lamp comes out early from Neptune here as Chloe pushes back to the spawn doors again. About even sides here, although it will come out in favor of the Stuhrs here. Will they be able to touch? Booney is going to make it with the Ramatra onto the point. Only the Venture from the Frogs will really be able to say anything against that, but it seems they won't. So a fight win with a question mark for the Stuhrs as aggression was punished.
99% silliness. No ults had to be used for that one, so you'd love to see that if you're the Stuhrs. But Booney falls a little early. The Lamp just 1 second late as Venture walks into the backline here. As the barrel comes up from Zent, crushing the whole team back, as Scorp is able to finish off a couple quick kills. As the Stuhrs, or the Frogs, sorry, getting up some quick kills. It's just Zent left on the point. Venture falling low, goes down. The Kirisuzu too late, and she's also 1 HP. Goes down, but the trade happens. The Neptune's here to clean up the fight cap. Let's see if the Stuhrs do want to, the Frogs do want to take this fight here before they group up. Well, they actually have 3 already. As Booney comes back on the Doomfist for the touch. Lucio playing on top of the drum, working their way towards the beat available for the Frogs. Here it comes, and did not get stunned out as they look to aggress onto the backline of the Stuhrs. Booney falling low is actually able to trade out the Ramatra.
Yeah, it's Dante Fan here gonna find a merge kill onto Scorpio the Tracer and a final point win for the Frogs here. It's just one of those situations where the team that has the control of the objective is clearly advantaged in the long fight because the other team, the attacking aggressive team, has to actually put resources just to maintain their position on the objective there. Just meaning that the longer the fight goes on, the more resources they have to put into that point capturing there, which means that the Frogs can play a little bit more liberally with their cooldowns and resources and draw out the fight such that it will fall exactly in their favor. We are going to see a couple comp swaps here from both teams, actually, as it stands. Looks like Cupcake's going back to the Widowmaker, especially advantageous on this map. Chloe over to the Junker Queen, and then pretty much a very similar look from the Stuhrs here as we go into the downtown part of Busan.
I didn't know you got your dissertation in Overwatch team fights. Or, sorry, I had your master's in.
I've been known to dabble.
Well, Scorpio falls really low. Oh, he's able to get out as Venture digs down. Oh, he's also low. Will not be engaging on this rotation. As Cupcake's taking a little bit of an angle towards the point, is able to take out Scorpio this time. Booney falling a little low, forced to pop the Nemesis form. Zent goes down to Cupcake as well on the high ground. Booney's right up against the train. He'll also fall, so that'll be a quick cap for the Frogs. Not having to give up too much ult charge as the fight was mostly decided by Cupcake, who's almost at his infra sites already.
Yeah, an absolutely dominant angle from the top of this building here from Cupcake, just meaning that the Stuhrs here will have to take a reapproach on how they want to get into the central area of this point, ideally with as minimal amount of time exposing themselves to Cupcake's Widowmaker here down main.
I think what's important to note is that they don't really have anything to contest it. As soon as he's on the high ground up here, you're not going to have the Reaper walk all the way over here and teleport on it. So I think they're hoping just to play fast enough that they don't really care. As you see the Frogs wrapping around the entire, almost giving up the point. As Cupcake's still on this high ground, having them in a little pincer here. Venture comes out, forces the lamp from Ninja Drew. As Booney has the Nemesis form on point, running at Charbotron, who falls very, very low, as well as Scorpio on the side, pummeled in the corner here by the Junker Queen. Zent is able to find a trade onto Charbotron, as well as take out both supports, but the Frogs just end up popping the, what is Venture? Tectonic Shock?
Tectonic Shock, yeah.
And, equalizing.
Yeah, it was very clutch for Chloe to get onto the point with literally probably a pixel worth of filling that point out, getting the exact frame perfect touch.
All on a
Ninja Drew
pick.
falls with a late pick here and a stagger, meaning that we're going to get at least a 75% before Ninja Drew even gets
another one.
Make that like 79. Now the Scorpio is falling to Cupcake too, just elongating the amount of time that it'll need before anything can happen out on the side of the Sturs as we come really close to the end of point 1.
And I think it's just like a little bit of a confidence boost, just knowing that you're not really going to be contested. He can just kind of sit and be at the shooting range. As the Jugger Field instantly comes out, it's matched by the beat by Neptune. Booney falling very low and regardless, but Dante Fan is actually going to drop the Ninja Drew. As the Kitsune Rush comes out, Booney's taken down as well as Zint. They're going to be scrambling to try and get to the point here. Neptune's actually able to take out Cupcake finally. His range, the shooting range antics are over. The window goes down to try and clutch out this fight. Looks like they're going to... Oh, here, last second touch by Chloe again to execute the Baptiste behind the window. The Blossom will not be enough. And looks like that will be... No, we got another last second touch here, but... Looks like it's not going to amount to anything. The Boon Fist getting hacked.
Not quite enough. One more touch out from Zinth here, followed by nothing else as map 1 goes to the Frogs.
Did you know that it says Busan International Theater on there?
No. What do you... Probably some good shows there. One of them will be this upcoming awesome play of the game here by Cupcake, who dominated on the Widowmaker on the second point here.
I was a little skeptical of the Widowmaker Junker Queen comp, but you know, it kind of makes sense. You don't really need extra damage when you're running the Queen. She kind of is a monster, especially if you have Chloe on it.
For sure.
So...
it's interesting. I feel like the recipe for success for the Sturs here is going to be either figuring out a way to catch Cupcake out on ISO if he's still playing isolated from the rest of the team, like this Widowmaker plus Junker Queen strat, or you know, add a little extra frontline pressure to Booney or to Chloe without the retaliation of an extra DPS.
Yeah, and you know, they kind of tried to do that with the Reaper, but having both the Reaper, I don't know, Tracer on that map's just, there's so much verticality that the Widow gets to work with. So I have a hard time really being able to do anything about it unless he ended up taking those greedy angles, which he was able to get away with because he's finding the picks. So yeah, we'll see New Junk City come out for the Sturs. Wait, are we off?
I don't know the map rotation.
Are we still up? Okay, we're still up.
Any map.
Yeah,
the
so
voices
Booney's got it.
me.
Booney's hovering New Junk City right now.
I like New Junk City. I like a little Flashpoint. I don't know. Is it controversial to say I like Flashpoint?
I think with the little speed boost things they added, it's a lot more.
I liked it before then too.
Yeah, I mean, they feel really bad when you're losing. I feel like they feel objectively like one of the worst modes when you're losing, because it's like you have sometimes only one fight and you lose the Flashpoint, especially if you didn't get there first. So from that side, it's like kind of whatever. But I do think the maps themselves are okay. It's probably just more of a flaw of the game mode, but there's a lot of other things I could complain about. So
the good news is this is not a map that in any semblance you can play Widowmaker on and without being like borderline crazy, without like, you know, running into some sort of issues. I'd imagine we're gonna see a much more probably Cupcake back to the Tracer here, so we'll see what ends up happening. Although interestingly enough, both teams did fall back to the non-Juno comps that I was kind of suspecting we would see a bit more of in these matches in this new era of the Overwatch meta. But maybe we'll see more Juno here. Maybe we'll see, you know, like more Queen Rush, more Ram Rush. I'd imagine more of that instead of trying to reinvent the wheel already a map in. Yeah,
lots of these points are pretty close range, with the exception of a couple of those outside ones on that one side. And yeah, like you said, the Queen, Adventure, Kiri Lucio, both sides.
I was just talking to someone today who hadn't played Overwatch in a while, and they're like, "Does the meta change because we were watching an old VOD?" I'm like, no, it's still Kiri Lucio. It's always Kiri Lucio. Anyway, we are going to see these rush comps. I do prefer at some point the Ramatra in the longer fight because the Queen is much more, you know, committal to the commanding shout ability, whereas Ramatra can kind of always have something going on. So if the Frogs are able to take faster fights here, which it seems like they've been able to do with pretty decent success. I imagine this Junker Queen will still be pretty good.
These are some silly Frog rotations, I must say.
Yeah.
But it looks like they have a little bit of an opening. Chloe just coming short of their axe, actually. And the wall will go to deny point instead of deny space. But Cupcake's able to win the Tracer duel on the side. And it looks like the rest of the team is going to get ran at in response. So unless the Stuhrs can find a trade here, Nutter falling pretty low. But Booney left behind the wall, fighting for his life, and he'll go down. So that'll be a pretty quick cap for the Frogs.
Pretty much exactly what I described there with the whole Junker Queen shout being taken advantage of. Cupcake found the Tracer duel pretty handedly in the beginning of the fight, and then was overrun by the rest of the Junker Queen. Another fight's breaking up already as Nyamonya finds Scorpio nearly at the spawn of the Stuhrs side of the map here. That's going to add a lot of time here, and it looks like we're getting a little crazy here. There is a interesting setup from the Frogs here. Nobody's poking. Are we a suspect of this at all?
I can hear the countdown. I can hear the countdown. There it is.
There it is.
On to Scorpio. He'll instantly fall. No time for reaction for support cooldowns as the Stuhrs are desperately trying to find a trade here, but Neptune will be the second to fall. Zint falling shortly after. Booney trying to get some ult charge before he falls as well. You know what? If I'm the Stuhrs, I'm noticing that the Frogs are making these like crazy tempo plays, and
yeah.
I think that if they want to not get caught out by these, oh my god, another pick in the spawn. And then Zint almost falls as well.
This is brutal.
Scorpion's gonna go down too! They are at their spawn doors. Frogs showing no mercy whatsoever.
Yeah, it's just these fights are happening too fast for them. We need these fights to go long such that they can outlast the Junker Queen commanding shout and then make a play of their own. But as it stands right now, that's not happening as Chloe finds a very clutch knife onto Ninja Drew on the Kiriko. Blizzard comes out from Dante Fan, and the fight is again just quickly clean up. How long was that fight even? That fight had to be no longer than like 10 seconds.
Pushing double digits.
Yeah, it had to be over under 10 seconds. So they are going to fall back here because, unfortunately, they can't hold the spawn when they do need to capture the objective, but that'll at least give the Stuhrs here some time to breathe and make a plan here with these ultimates that are coming online. They have just about all 5 of their ults coming up here, as opposed to the Kitsune Rush, Sound Barrier, and Rampage.
They're doing it again, man!
What's this?
Another rotation. With the Rampage.
I mean, they
come again. Neptune matches with the beat. Nutter will follow with his down very shortly after. Annihilation and High Noon coming out from the Stuhrs, trying to find a kill. But again, 2 quick kills onto the supports from the Frogs, and it's just Booney trying to get a trade, and Cupcake just able to get his kills one after another here.
But Logan, look at the ult bank. They used 4 ultimates that fight. The Stuhrs did. They used Annihilation, Deadeye, Pulse Bomb, and Sound Barrier, and all they have left is Kitsune, as all, I believe, the only ults that the Frogs used was Sound Barrier and Rampage, and here comes another rotation into spawn. You've gotta be kidding me. 2 Kitsunes are matched out here. The form comes out from Booney as Cupcake finds Scorpio as the first one to fall this fight. Charmatron and Chloe do fall early on as the Ramattra pummels do a lot of damage here, but a lot of late kills here and not a lot of point pressure yet will still mean another good few percent for the side of the Frogs here. And now we are down to 0 ultimates for the Stuhrs, where we are coming up very close to the Blizzard from Dante Fan and Cupcake with a pulse bomb that could easily find a game-changing pulse here in the beginning of a fight.
Yeah, and taking the fight in their spawn allows them way more time to make these silly rotations they're going for once again, as, you know, they've only had the point captured for a couple of seconds, looking like, and the Stuhrs don't really have that much poke to, like, farm ults off rotations or as they're approaching, as instantly the knife comes out onto Scorpio, shout falling, and the wall as well. The pulse bomb blocked by the May Ice Block, Blizzard dropping as well onto the Ramattra as he's trying to keep himself up, but looks like Booney will fall down as well to the Junker Queen, and it's another quick 2 kills every fight for the Frogs here. No trade so far as the Neptune and Zint struggling to find a kill, but looks like that'll get flipped once again to the side of the Frogs.
It's super tough when the first thing that happens in any one of these team fights is Chloe landing a Jagged Blade onto someone and pulling them into the rest of her team as she uses the shout. There's just not a lot you can do from that point on, especially if they wrap so close with the rotate to the point. But at that point will once again, or another point will fall to the Frogs here as we go into the potential final point of the map already. I can't believe it. A couple ults to note. We have both tank ults coming online. Neptune can answer one of these ults here with the sound barrier that's almost online. And Cupcake still didn't use that pulse bomb last fight. Could easily look for an opening into this fight here.
Yeah, it looks like the fight's breaking out. Both Mays forced the Ice Walk instantly as they fall low. Ninja Drew forced Susu as well to beat by Neptune to keep him up. As the Rampage goes into the entire backline, as well as the beat engage from the Frogs, matched by Booney's Annihilation. Scorpio's the first to fall. But
Chloe falls, though, to the
Chloe
Annihilation.
does fall to the Annihilation, as Booney is putting mad damage in with his Rabatra ult. It looks like maybe they'll finally get a capture here.
It looks as such, and like I said, wait,
we're on the wrong point, yo.
Points. Yeah, I just realized too.
What's
what in the
going
world?
on?
I'm like, why is no one standing on point? Anyway,
the meter's red.
Well,
okay, well they do get
found
it.
Cupcake here, and it looks like the Sturs will get out into. God, that was weird. So
yeah,
they're gonna set up. The interesting thing though is that the Frogs are set up on the top of point already. They're gonna have a good first shot at this position. Chloe is in it. Finds a pulse bomb and falls early, but not without taking Ninja Drew with her. The Blizzard will come out from Dante Fan as Booney is contemplating committing into the Blizzard. No one falls quite yet, except now Booney and Zinth fall. Scorpio finds the other May, and another fight in favor of the Frogs here, with only 40% to the name of the Sturs here, with a lot of ults committed to make that happen on a completely different flashpoint.
And I think to try and stop these tempo plays, maybe it's a little easier to deny when like these little goofy rotations that they look like they're gonna try and pull out again, is having one of your supports do a little bit of scouting here, either the Lucio or the Kiri, both a little bit safer and can find some info. As the Kitsune Rush comes out on the side of the objective here, matched by the Blizzard, doesn't seem to find anything. No kills so far, as Ninja falling very low, and will go down to Cupcake to beat just a second late, but looks like they still want to keep fighting this as Caillou Sugar Dust is taken down by Booney, who's just traded shortly after. As sorry,
it's a great name. It's a great name. Don't worry, I'll take it from here. It looks like the fight is in favor of the Sturs here, as the Kitsune Rush plan didn't work out as well as I imagine the Frogs wanted it to. And I totally agree with what you're saying, by the way, in the terms of like getting a scout. The way to mitigate the explosive, fights that are taken by the Frogs here is learning where these weird rotations are coming from, and then trying to distance yourself as far away as possible, I would imagine. You're running a very similar lineup other than the tank, so the best way you can gain an edge here is to try and mitigate the advantages of their tank, in the sense that you just want to prolong the fight. Commanding shot comes out from Chloe. Nuttier finds Scorpio here. A Kitsune Rush out from the Sturs, but it's not quite enough as Dante Fan finds Ninja Drew, and Booney falls dangerously low. Zinth does find Charvatron as a glimmer of hope, but it's not quite enough, as Zinth is the only one left to the 4 remaining members of the Frogs here.
Yeah, and the Frogs, knowing that he is the only touch, they're trying to chase him out, the premature Blizzard. And yeah, Cupcake pressuring the touch, so he won't be able to make it, and that'll be another map win for the Frogs.
Pretty handed as well. I imagine that this is the momentum that they will try and carry into map 3 here, trying to take the series. We'll have to see what happens with the Sturs here and how they plan on taking it. Just a really solid play of the game from Booney here with the Kitsune Rush. Just so much damage. You just attack too fast. And some late resets here. But we will see how this series potentially concludes, or a comeback to end all comebacks after a short break.
See you soon. Welcome back to our end of week 3 Aurora Esports Overwatch clash. Currently, we have the Frogs up 2-0 against the Stuhrs. Going into Paricio, we'll see if the Stuhrs can find a comp that suits a matchup into the crazy rotation, crazy tempo plays that the Frogs are playing out with this Junker Queen setup they have.
Yeah, I think that they chose this match, the Stuhrs specifically chose this match because they're getting a little sick of this Junker Queen shenanigans and going to try and force a different hand out from the Frogs here. Paricio, much more of a dive-centric map here. As we see some of our first picks here from both teams, the Frogs running something that, you know, looks pretty still crazy like the Frogs we've seen throughout this series with the Doomfist from... say it again, Logan. Is it Caillou Sugar? Caillou Sugar Dust?
It might be Q. Because Caillou sounds like the bald kid.
He is the bald kid. That is the bald kid. Anyway,
Q.
We are going to see Booney on the Diva here, and a little bit of change up with the support line. Zainubaba in on the Brig, and now Neptune on that flex support role with the Ana here. We also will see another Juno come out here from Para. So a lot of different things from what we've seen this series so far.
Yeah, what it looks like, from what I can tell, that the Frogs want to do is have Dante, Fan, and Para quickly take to the skies for some quick poke and have Cupcake or Q on the Doomfist pick off that kill as they fall extremely low. Actually, not getting healed due to the Diva DM, and will fall as one of the first deaths at the fight start from the... Yeah, from the Frogs that we've seen so far. Big nade on the backline, too.
And we see a swap from the Doomfist onto the big hog. It's...
Just cuz.
Does Chloe still do that thing where they type in match chat after every hook?
The fuck, maybe.
Anyway, Cupcake will find Scorpio here with a nice headshot. As this fight will go... Oh my gosh.
Wait, where are you going?
Well, we're going to see a setup from the Frogs onto the point as a hook is missed out, and Dante Fan did have a nice angle from the high ground, but they kind of have this
oh, what a
hook out here from Chloe.
DM'd by Booney and the Engineer as well. Q Sugar Dust getting Susu during the Echo Beam just goes down to the Nano Diva from Booney as Infrasight is used.
That was a great retake.
Yeah.
Great retake from what are they, the Stuhrs?
Yeah.
The Zins. I'm sorry. Anyway, great retake as they were kind of pushed into a small room and were able to take back that point, finding an opportunity onto the Roadhog there. But it wasn't without a little bit of progress onto the objective.
The Zimbabwe Zins, are they coming out next season, MJ?
Could be big. My grand return as captain.
Oh my god!
To Booney from probably the longest possible range possible. Cupcake finds Scorpio again. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Asleep is found out onto Caillou Sugar. Caillou Sugar does. Booney finds Cupcake, making it a bit more even. Booney with the self-destruct finds nothing as the duplicated Roadhog is walking forward. The Orbital Ray comes out from Para as a retake is in attempt from the Frogs again. Hook is fired and misses. Para does find Scorpio. Booney responds by taking out Para, and the rally is popped from Zainubaba here as Chloe is pushed into the defender spawn here. But there is a lot of pressure on the point here as the Kiriko Charbatron was attempting to get a little extra progress, but it wasn't enough. Not a full tick, at least.
Yeah, and the Stuhrs having to use a couple ults to stave off the Frogs here, as they have some ults of their own to use. We'll probably see a couple get use this fight and finish up this point. Only a minute left, so probably only 2 fights. Only if this fight gets dragged on, it'll look a little scary for them, so they probably want to just burn ults, make sure they cap. As the hook goes around the Brig Shield onto Booney. Dynamite's a follow-up, as Q Sugar Dust falling a little low, wanting to get some kills. As Cupcake finds another pick onto Scorpio, the rush instantly used. The Nano in response by the Stuhrs onto Booney, but the Kitsune whole hog just sends him all the way off the map.
That is something else. Do you think that's in part because of the Kitsune?
Oh,
that
definitely.
Okay, that is
knockback
crazy.
Is like per pellet.
Okay.
A flat amount per pellet.
That's hilarious. Sleep is found out onto Chloe, but it's not enough, as we're going to see a little bit of swaps here in a second point, as Dante Fan swaps onto the Genji, trying to make the most of this vertical high ground as possible, especially on the attacker side. It's nice to have a quick cooldown that can get you right to the high ground when needed. Cupcake takes an aggressive angle, starts to duel Zinth here, but the first to fall will be Chloe on a crazy flank to the top left. Charbatron tries to come to their rescue, but will be caught out as well.
Got the TP Suzu just a frame or two late, and no one hogs purple, so.
That's true that. We're going to see a swap from Chloe onto the Junker Queen. Dante Fan will find Zinth on the Echo, making this an early 5v4 in favor of the Frogs. Asleep will take Dante Fan out of the fight for a good few seconds, but that won't stop the Frogs from advancing here.
Yeah, and it looks like the Frogs just kind of want to apply pressure at a point. Like, they can't really rotate up to this high ground super easily, I say, as they are going on another mad wild flank, as Chloe chasing Neptune to the ends of the earth here. Hits a knife on a Zainu Baba. However, on the cart, Booney fighting into the orbital ray from the Frogs, as the Bob is used as well. 2 kills already from the Frogs onto the Soldier and the Brig. As Zinth trying to trade, he will take down Dante Fan, but that's 2 more kills coming for the Frogs, as it's just Zinth left. Asking for swift mercy.
Fly into a railing will probably spell a objective capture for the Frog here, as the only thing they really have to walk out on here, considering the late Echo death, would be a Nano. So they're going to decide against doing that.
Yeah, and they have another Nano dupe to work with here. Last time it was used, it was kind of just, I feel like they didn't really get a lot out of it. Like, the fight was kind of close still. Oh, what a great nade onto Chloe, as a dupe instantly comes out in an attempt to punish it onto the Junker Queen. Suzu forced to keep Chloe up, and it's actually able to take out the dupe, but will fall as a trade. Nano Reaper coming out from the Stuhrs to make sure that they keep their advantage going here, as Scorpio running towards the point. Frogs falling back towards their spawn a little bit. And Booney gets his remix, so all's well on the side of the Stuhrs for now.
You say that, but they did put 2 ults into that, kind of more of a skirmish-looking fight. There wasn't a lot of cart parkers to be had in the first place. It was just all to punish Chloe here, where now the advantage is much in favor of the Frogs. The Dragon Blade comes out from Dante Fan. Chloe finds Zainababa really early on, and a very easy, decisive fight using the Dragon Blade and Kitsune Rush for the Frogs here.
Yeah, and Dante Fan got antied almost instantly that fight. Quick Suzu from Charv, able to keep him up, as the Hyper Ring also getting the rest of the team in position to follow up, but really quick, really decisive. No ults really able to get farmed up for the Stuhrs here, as it comes toward the last corner of Horacio third here. We'll see how they want to take this fight. As the flank Rampage comes out, Neptune instantly down, as well as Zainu Baba. Zinth isn't shortly after, and Scorpio's down as well, so it's just Booney left on the cart after a huge Rampage in the spawn of the defenders. And I don't even think they have a touch here.
I don't think so either. They would have to swap fast characters, and even then, that would just be a very temporary touch. It looks like Neptune might be able to if he really wanted to, but it's not for very long, as Zane uses the TP Suzu, and that is all that was written about that specific part.
Chloe taking crazy advantage of their characters' power at close range. All these jump surprise you from around the corner, almost something like solo plays half the time. But I mean, if you have a Junker Queen and the Kiri's not there, I mean, hey, you can do whatever you want pretty much.
Yeah, I also just wanted to mention that even though there was a full cap, the Frogs did cap in one of the important numbers of hybrid being less than a minute. So even if the Stuhrs were to cap in overtime the 3rd point, they would still get a chance to win this game rather than draw it. So still good that they got it under that 1 minute mark going into their attack here. Booney out on the ball. Don't do this to me again. I'm a believer this time.
Is that his dive pick? Because I think they're gonna run like Sombra Farah or something.
I mean, his diva looks good though. I would like to. This is looking like it's setting up to be a diva, but I mean, if it's ball, it's ball. You know.
If it's ball, then you.
It's not ball. We are gonna see the Juno diva. Neptune on the Juno should be able to make some pretty substantial calls to find the right targets and send a guided missile in the form of a diva to whatever that target may be with the speed ring.
Yeah, I'm interesting how to see how they play with the Sombra if they shoot the torpedoes out and find a target to try and quickly burst with a virus,
Sure.
or if the Sombra's more, yeah, because they don't really have too many other dive elements. Like the Ashe, Ashe is just kind of for dynamiting and whatnot, especially into the Junker Queen, as Zin's pushed off of the high ground.
It's just an early setup here, although Zin falls dangerously low. Chloe will try and extend out to it. Booney sticking his neck out just to try and save it. Doesn't fall out of the mech just yet, but does fall very, very low. Engage comes out. Big nade comes out from Zeta Baba. Para falls low as all 5 members of the team was assisted in that kill in some sort of way. Cupcake does find 2 here, though.
Yeah, I think that was a nice shot.
The favor back in the Frogs here. Dante Fan with the clean Genji play to wrap up that fight, even though the Stuhrs did find the first pick in that fight.
Yeah, I think the Frogs DPS just kind of popped off. Cupcake getting the opposing Ashe mid-air, Dante Fan getting some nice dash resets, and a quick pick onto Zinth will mean they have to... Well, they saw the nade and they're going in for it, so... Oh, they didn't actually able to get the follow-up as the Hyper Rings use the quick disengage. As Cupcake will return to... as Zinth will return to the fight.
But yeah, the position is set up for the Frogs here. The nade and virus are put out, and a trade on each side, making this a 4v4. Only does find Zinth here, making this fight in favor of the Frogs. Booney gets a hack out and demexed immediately. As again, the Frogs are cleaning this fight up very quickly. Dante Fan finds 2 with those quick Genji reflexes at the end, as Chloe makes it their mission to touch the spawn doors in every map. Is that the plan?
Well, hey. Oh! The quick text drop. I don't know what all that's about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chloe.
we're getting silly. We're getting silly.
Yeah, that was not the best rampage I've seen in my days, but the Frogs will have to retreat a bit. If they want to take this point, they're going to have to commit some things. The first of those things will be the Bob. Self-destruct comes out from Booney. Cupcake finds Booney in the Baby Diva form, and the blade comes out from Dante Fan, and the fight is once again in favor of the Frogs, even after that catastrophic rampage.
Yeah, I think the Stuhrs got a little excited that there was an inting Junker Queen in their spawn and wanted to take advantage of it. However, they were very split, especially with that Bob coming out. Yeah.
Well, we're looking at just 1 or 2 fights left for the Stuhrs, but they do have a lot of good ults here. There's 2 support ults on the side of the Frogs, which do matter a lot, but there are also 2 support ults online for the Frogs, in addition to that Bob, which can be a great initiation. Nano comes out onto Booney, and as a response, Para uses the Orbital Ray, which quickly goes away from the team. But what will we be able to make of both these support ults? Not a lot, as just positions are taken early on, and Dante Fan finds Zainu Baba, but is traded out for Dante Fan by Neptune. Alright, another Orbital Ray comes out from the side of the Stuhrs here, and
that's how it's supposed to look.
What's that? The Orbital Ray? Yeah.
Going toward the fight.
Pretty much. Charmatron falls down here, and Booney is demeched here, and
look at that Bob.
Solo Bob is going to do so much damage
Bob
as
and
Zin finds
dynamic duo.
Name a better duo than Ashe and Bob. Zin finds Chloe. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that might be the better duo. And it looks like we might actually get a point capture from the Stuhrs.
As we'll see, no swaps being... No, was Zainu always on break?
I believe... No, he was on
No, they were on Neptune. They were on Ana and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So a little bit different look for the Stuhrs pulling up to Streets phase here, as the rush did not get used last fight by the Frogs, so they'll probably look to make a quick engage with that, as they're all grouping on this high ground here. Scorpio inching up will be met with all of the members of the Frogs soon shortly, as Cupcake falls extremely low. They decide that's the time to rotate as the Hyper Ring's coming out, but they don't actually seem to engage too much, just kind of taking a little bit different space as Paris falls low to Scorpio, who will not be committing to this fight just yet, as Cupcake's able to find Scorpio as they blink away. Chloe traded shortly after, as the Kitsune Rush is used to try and push back the rest of the members. Not feeling too threatened as their tank is gone, but as they finally take some space, they don't want to get too greedy as the Rush only is on main here, as the Sturs decide it's their turn and want to take it right to Charbotron, and Cupcake will go down to Zinth.
This is going to be a very quick streets phase potentially for the Sturs, trying to make a comeback here from a pretty slow first point capture. We're already in a one fight territory for second point here. Chloe will be coming out the top here as the Dragon Blade comes out from Dante Fan. Doesn't find anyone immediately, but does find Scorpio later on. Bob is here to anchor the point, which will allow the members to get off. Bob standing right in front of a self-destruct, does not care. Does not care.
I just heard the Sigma edit behind that play.
My brain is so rotted.
You know, I was really convinced that Chloe was going to have to use the Rampage that fight, but it looks like the kills from Dragon Blade and the pressure from Bob makes it so they don't have to, which means they have it available for the last fight here. Here it goes into the Orbital Ray, anteing a couple members of the Sturs. Brig will be the first to fall, but Dante Fan's traded, as well as Para. But Chloe's not done, wants a couple more, as there's only 2 members left on the side of the Sturs, and it's a Baby Diva looking to deny the stagger, but only do so much if there's an ledge nearby.
Yeah, it's really tough when you invest that Orbital Ray into a fight, and the first thing you're met with is a Junker Queen Rampage, which kind of negates, I'd say, a good chunk of that ult being the excessive healing that it gives you.
Oh no, the Lucio made
Orbital Ray, and Bob's on the point as well. So, but not without Chloe finding Zinth and or Cupcake finding Zinth and Chloe finding Neptune as well. Scorpio looks to try and take the fight.
Another one.
Wait, it's an even fight here. Booney's on the cart pushing back as the block is invested. We are coming up on not a lot of ults. It's a dry fight going into here. Dante Fan does find Zainubaba though, which makes this fight potentially back in favor of the Frogs, as it looks like that is it for the Sturs and it for the series here, as the Frogs take the series 3-0.
Yeah, Sturs coming so close to getting to the end of Paraiso, just a couple fights short. Yeah, I think I don't know. The Juno seemed like it's like into the speed, like when you don't have the Diva. Oh, they did have the Diva, sorry. Into the Junker Queen though, it's like you're just playing so much faster than they do with the Hyper Ring, and maybe with less burst. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, I think we need to find someone that we're gonna abduct into this voice channel now.
We're gonna abduct someone? Do we get to choose?
I think so.
That's exciting.
What did you see? Voice in my head. What do you think? You didn't see anything? Well, they're gone already. I can't get them. I think Cupcake. You can get Cupcake in here.
I think it was one of the DPS players was really.
We don't have parents. Oh.
We're not powerful enough.
Could we tell them to join a different channel, perchance? Okay, they're saying Charbotch. No, that's propaganda. They do this every time. Here, one sec. Here, who are we doing? I already forgot. Cupcake. At Cupcake. Can you join Lounge for interview? And Warren, MJ, if you'd like to join me in the Overwatch Lounge channel.
Sure, we can chat, see if Cupcake makes an appearance.
Oh, I guess
surely.
Oh, here he comes. Okay.
Outsiders, but hello, Caden Cupcake. Caden.
Howdy.
That's your full name, right? Caden Cupcake.
Yep.
Caden.
Yep.
Congratulations on a very decisive match win against the Sturs here. How you feeling right now?
Feeling good. Yeah, it was a fun match. Our team was getting along very well. We were very coordinated, calling our rotates and stuff.
It was very apparent.
Can I get like an inside scoop on what some of those rotates sounded like? Were they just like crazy one-off ideas, or were those things that you guys have like practiced in the past?
Was somebody like giggling and like kicking their feet as you're like, let's go behind again?
Potentially, it might have been a little bit of that. I can't say that we did practice rotates. But yeah, I can't give away too many team secrets, you know.
Fair
Is that a
enough.
team
It
secret?
might have been a little
thing
bit of
that you've
might have been
done
a
that
little
to
bit of
Discord?
giggling, but that's all. That's all I'll say.
Hey, at least if you're having fun, you're doing it right.
Yup.
Coming from
So
me, the serial Mulder, but anyway.
going into this season, how do you like rank your team kind of against the whole? Do you think you're a contenders to be a powerful team early on to like go the distance, or
I think
is
so.
this a fluke?
No, I think so. Our team, we all get along really well. We were playing quick play this morning for a bit. I think everyone on our team just gets along really well. We play well together. I think we're in it for the long haul.
Do you think that this upcoming meta potentially with a more like explosive like Juno look, do you think that's gonna like maybe like favor your team? Are you gonna like try and transition to it? Or are you going to keep with what you know going into these next couple of weeks of matches?
Well, I'll be honest. We kind of just throw a comp together.
Sure.
Um,
The Aurora special.
yeah.
Okay, what do you like to play? Oh, okay.
I don't know, but I think if we're talking dive here, like our dive is pretty good. We're pretty coordinated, so I think in dive comps like that, I think we're looking good. I don't know.
My next question is, when are we going to see you play Widowmaker on New Junk City?
um, that one is a little bit difficult, a little bit rough, but potentially next match. We'll see how it's going, but might have to pull it off.
Run that one by the front office.
While we're talking about just like slapping comps together, I think that there's a some undervalued Widowmaker value for Flashpoint that we can see the frogs take over.
No one's unlocked it yet. They don't know how to play
Yeah,
it.
so that's true. Maybe I'm gonna start scrimming it only. Widowmaker New Junk City only for 2-hour block.
Genius.
And you guys
Bro,
are about to see the most nasty Widow.
All right, Logan, you want to hit Cupcake with the Classico?
All right, Caden. If you couldn't be MVP, if you were like sick and dying on the floor of this game, who would you have liked to be MVP for your team instead?
Obviously we got to go with Charbitron, aka Charlie. She's literally just the fucking goat. Like I don't know how to describe it other than that.
Is this like a bit, or am I trolling by not saying Charlie Charbitron? I saw that Suzu. I saw like a couple of nice Suzus.
I think
just the goat of supports brings the team together. She's a mastermind, and nobody knows it.
Okay. Well, there you have it for teams facing the frogs in the coming weeks. If you wanna pick this team apart, the mastermind.
You have to kill Charbitron in real life.
Whoa!
Don't kill Charbitron.
But you didn't hear it from me.
You heard it from Caden Cupcake Caden, our match MVP.
From the wait, what's your full team name? Westfarthing Frogs?
Yeah.
All right. Well, are we good here?
I think so.
All right. Sign us off, MJ.
Well, thank you for everyone for showing up tonight for another awesome match of the Aurora Overwatch clash here. I hope everyone has the most wonderful Friday night. Be safe, be responsible, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you in the next match, which I believe is tomorrow. Does that sound right?
There is a match tomorrow.
There's a match tomorrow. At
same time, I think, or an hour later. It'll be around.
There's a match tomorrow night. Show up. All right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.